What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I'm excited this morning because right now it is 5:58 a.m. 5:58 a.m. and we are seeing Bitcoin at the highest level it has ever reached. Now, at the time when you see this video, I mean, it may be like 9 o'clock. We may have already talked about it, maybe during a live stream. I'm not sure. I don't know what we're doing. But the point is that we're seeing Bitcoin at the highest level it's ever been, a new all-time high this morning, and I'm very, very excited because obviously that brings on more money that now flows into altcoins and things that I do hold a lot of. Now, I don't hold a lot of Bitcoin. I think I hold like maybe $2,000 or something like that over on Margex. But the point is that I'm not really the biggest fan of Bitcoin, right? The reason why is because it's a store of value, right? You look at it and people are going to be like, all right, it should be worth a lot more than gold by market cap and all of that stuff. But I'm more focused on what I can gain now, and then maybe I can treat that as a store of value later, and do that. But the point is, Bitcoin is at a whole nother level, which honestly elevates the market to the next level. So I want to talk about Bitcoin overall. I want to talk about the price and where it is. I want to talk about the overall market and where we stand and different things that are running, just to give you kind of a market update. And then also talk about what I see is next, right, for Bitcoin. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out any of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to sign up for Patreon, I have a link for that. And also Margex. I'll provide that somewhere in the video, as well as in the description if you want to, check that out for yourself, which you can leverage trade up to 100x leverage if you want to on Bitcoin. You can leverage trade 5x if you wanted to. And I've made a ton of money leverage trading Bitcoin. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. But if we look at Coin Market Cap, we're going to see that Bitcoin right now, today, has reached a brand new all-time high. $69,907.19. It is very, very close to to that $70,000 mark. And to see that happen at the time when I am recording, and hopefully within this, 8-minute, 10-minute video, however long this is, we can see this push up to a point where it hit $70,000. That would be phenomenal. But we know that, $70,000 is going to still be a resistance point. Let's just see if it can actually push through it as we're talking about it. So it's currently sitting at a 1.3, almost $1.4 trillion market cap. Like, that's what the overall crypto market was worth for quite some time. So to see Bitcoin at that alone is pretty impressive. And then you also see the volume that we're seeing within it is down 50%, but it must be inherently positive volume because we're seeing this at, with 27.8 billion dollars worth of volume, a volume to market cap ratio of 2%, right? 1.9% to be specific. So again, if you look at the last 7 days, this is the highest point that we've been to, right? And if we look at the last month, again, it's been climbing. It's up 48% in the last month. In the last year, it's up 251% from that 20K level. Just imagine if you were a part of that, like, that's a lot of money that you can gain if you had multiple Bitcoin. Now, obviously, you could have gained a lot with other things. Like, you could have put all of that money that you would have had, let's say if you had a bunch of Bitcoin and you threw it all into Solana, you probably would have made a lot more money a year ago with Solana than you would have with Bitcoin. But the point is that Bitcoin has more of that security, treating it like it's an ETF in the form of movement. So you know that it has that consistency of growth rather than Solana, which can absolutely skyrocket and then retrace really, really fast. But, we're seeing Bitcoin that's just absolutely making moves and making waves today. So if we scroll down here and we look at the highest point that this did get to. So it says March 8th was $70,000, but I don't see that on this time frame. I guess that would have been 2 days ago. But at this point, it does look like it's the highest point that it ever reached. So it did reach $70,000 of an all-time high, maybe very briefly on that date. But the point is that right now, what we're seeing this is that it looks like it has broken that new all-time high in the form of this chart and in the form of charts that we've seen in the past. So I do want to go and maybe look at candlesticks. And then we can look at the last month, and it shows that I guess on March 7th, it looks like it did hit $70,000. So they weren't lying. The highest point that it did hit. So they were going open to close by that chart line. But it's crazy to see that it's up here and worth $70,000. And since it did break that, you don't have to worry about it trying to break that again. Now it should absolutely push through that level unless people just majority investors and investors haven't seen Bitcoin get to these levels, because it's something that doesn't really show on the line graph. It only shows on the candlestick charts. Now, if we look at the entire market is up by 1% at a $2.64 trillion market cap. Bitcoin, Ethereum's almost at that 4,000 mark. I feel like it should be at the 4,000, 5,000 mark, honestly. But we're seeing BNB that's up to $528, getting back to some of these higher levels that has been to. Solana up to $147 there. XRP's not really making a huge move, but it seems like the top five, I guess including the stablecoin, but the top five are getting back to where they were. Solana would have to reach up to a $90 or $100 billion market cap. BNB up to $120 billion market cap. Seeing Ethereum up to the 500 plus billion dollar market cap, and obviously Bitcoin and where that has gone, a 1.3, almost $1.4 trillion market cap. So things look amazing for Bitcoin. Now the question is, what is next for Bitcoin? What do we expect? Well, I'm keeping my eyes very, very focused on the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance sits at about 51 or 52%. It's still rising. And if we're looking for altcoin season to happen or money to flow into altcoins, we need to see Bitcoin's dominance that starts to, decrease. And mainly it won't be the fact that Bitcoin is decreasing a major amount. It'll be the fact that altcoins are kind of picking up a major amount, and we're seeing them make these huge moves. Now, we've already seen meme coins that have kind of skyrocketed, but we haven't seen things like XRP. We haven't seen things like AVAX. We haven't seen a lot of things within the top 100 that haven't gathered as much traction or as much push. So I'm really excited to see that happen. And I think once we see that, that's when altcoin season starts to take place. But it's not to say that Bitcoin won't rise more before that does happen, because we're still not even at the Bitcoin halving yet. Now, this is where a lot of people are believing that we may see a shorter bull market because of how active people are right now before the halving happening. Typically, we see this after the halving, months after the halving, and when we did have a lot less interest, it makes sense. So now that we have a different market, it's a different experience, and we have to take it that way. So guys, let me know what you think about my predictions, my conversations about Bitcoin. I'm not really the biggest fan of Bitcoin because I'm just not a massive holder. If I held a lot of it, I'd probably be a bigger fan of it. But I see so much opportunity elsewhere, but that's only when money flows from Bitcoin into the rest of the market. So we have to rely on that to happen. But anyways, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel, as well as if you want to check out Margex, that link is in the description. But I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.